See who's here already. Hallee, I see you've been waiting. Sherry Berry, Lydia, Layla, Kennedy. Hello, friends, pals. Good to see you all. Thank you for being here. Okay, how is everybody doing today? How's your weekend been? Tell me something exciting in the chat that you did this weekend. Eliana, you said you had a good weekend. I want to hear about your guys' weekends a little bit. Decided to not put makeup on today because I did not feel like it. Not going to school. Eliana, you had Dunkin'. Hey, what'd you get? What time is it? It's 5:30 Eastern. 5:30 where I'm at. I don't know about you. Ooh, you customized your Crocs. That's fun. I don't have Crocs. I haven't had Crocs for a long time. You want a place to play? That is fun. Hallee, you helped your close friend move into their new house, and now it's only 5 minutes away from my house. Ooh, there you go. I went to it was called the Asian Lantern Festival at the Cleveland Zoo. It was so cool, and I actually met a Halpal when I was there. I saw someone, she was actually from TikTok, but yeah, we got to take a picture together, so that was super fun. I'm gonna post a vlog about that going there. I did post an Instagram picture, but so I'm so happy you're all here. We're talking about self-awareness today, and then we're gonna do a Q&A. Self-awareness and how it helped me with my confidence, and then we're gonna do a Q&A directly pertaining to the topic, and then just kind of a general Q&A. So let's see, you should get a coffee based on your makeup. I actually have that idea written down. Great minds think alike. Okay, so before I jump in, be sure to subscribe to my email list. All you have to do is go to halleesmith.com. You can subscribe to my email list and give me a follow on Instagram because I give more personal updates there. Again, Hallee_Smith. So those are the two things I wanted to say. And now we can jump in to talk about self-awareness and how it helped my confidence. I want to say thank you to Hallee Nelson, Jasmine. Whoops, I dropped my thing. I have my notes. Jasmine Rhodes and Captain Rogers dropped some questions on the community tab. I checked that a little bit ago, so if anybody did one recently, I may have missed it. But thank you guys for putting those questions in. I will get to those first in the Q&A later, and then I will open it up to the comments. So, first of all, why do I want to talk about self-awareness? Well, a lot of times you guys have been asking me about navigating friendships, confidence, how you deal with bullies, etc. So self-awareness is something that can definitely help with all of that. And it's something that's significantly helped me in my life with confidence specifically, but with business, with my job, with what I want to do with my life. Self-awareness has been the number one thing that has helped me get through a lot of stuff. So who in here has thought about self-awareness before? Hey girl, hey McKenna. Who in here has thought about self-awareness, thinks they might be self-aware, they don't really know if they're self-aware? There we go. Keiki Master, Hassana, hi girl, yes, Bella Bean. A lot of you have. Okay, cool. So yeah, basically self-awareness is about knowing who you are inside and out, good and bad, and accepting yourself for that and loving yourself through it regardless of, your flaws, because everybody has them, right? So we just have to learn to accept them. So I'm 23, as a lot of you guys know, and I really just started on this self-awareness journey 2 to 3 years ago. It's a journey. It takes time because you have to learn how to, accept the difficult things. The easy part is the stuff you like about yourself, right? The hard part is accepting your flaws, but they're there and they exist and they're real. And that's the hardest part that you have to overcome. So I'll tell you a little bit about how it helps. It helps you, it's difficult to overcome when somebody is like talking bad about you online or in school or a friend, or maybe even a family member, a brother, sister, whatever it is, if somebody's talking bad about you, the comment, what they say, I'm trying to explain this in the easiest way possible. Hasana Dakra, I'm very insecure about your body. That is definitely a big one that a lot of people struggle with. So knowing what your insecurities are is a really good place to start. So what was I saying? So when somebody's talking bad about you, whatever they're saying may or may not actually be true. So for me right now, something that I've had to deal with is I've been dealing with acne, really bad acne. So like you guys can see, I have not always had acne. I've actually never dealt with acne until the past few months. And so for a while, I was very insecure about it. If somebody would comment like, yo, what's up with your skin? What's up with, like, why does your skin look bad now? It would bother me because I was insecure about it. But when I was able to accept the fact, like, okay, my skin is not good right now. I have to work on it. I have to do whatever I got to do to get my acne under control. And I accept the fact that, like, yes, I'm dealing with acne. So now I see a comment that somebody says something about that. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care because I know that it's there. I know it's a flaw I have, and I'm fine with it. I've accepted it. So when there's something you don't like maybe about yourself, that is the hardest thing to overcome. But in terms of self-awareness, it's going to make the biggest difference because then people can't hurt you. Other people can't hurt you. And sometimes your own mind is what's hurting you, because if you don't like that thing about yourself and you can't accept that it exists, you're going to keep beating yourself up and you're going to essentially bully yourself. And this happens to a lot of people. So I'm going to jump into the chat real quick before I keep going. Oh, yes, we're talking a little bit about skincare. I have been doing a lot of research. Thank you guys for your feedback. I will be definitely, I've been changing it up, trying a bunch of different things. So, yeah. But, okay, so we talked about, like, the hard part about cakey mastery of really bad anxiety. I do too, actually. And, again, self-awareness has helped me with that as well. So it's really a good place to just start thinking about it. When you first are introduced to the topic of self-awareness, you just have to be like, okay, self-awareness, what even is it, right? Like I said, it's a journey, and you're gonna have ups and downs. You have to figure stuff out. There's a lot of learning to do with it, but the sooner the better, right? Because the sooner you're secure, and it's an ongoing journey. Like the acne thing, that was new. It was a new thing I had to accept. It's like a process that you have to repeat over and over again. Everyone is insecure about something. You're not alone. Yes, exactly. Even the people you might not think. Everybody has something. But yeah, so online criticism, I'm actually going to reference this because Hallee Nelson, shout out for you for the question. How she asked, who actually asked that? No, Captain Rogers actually asked this, but Hallee, you asked a similar question. So Hallee asked, how did I learn not to care what others think? And then Captain Rogers asked, how do I get through the hate, like online comments, hate, whatever? And the answer is this self-awareness concept. I'm telling you, it has changed my life. Because when people are commenting things, somebody could say something mean, and if it's like, well, that's not even true, I'm not gonna care, right? Or it's like, okay, yeah, you're pointing out the obvious, like about the acne. The hate doesn't hurt if you are secure in who you are and you know that those people are only coming from a place of unhappiness. So that's the biggest way I've gotten through that. But there are certain comments that will get to you if it's something you haven't accepted or that is kind of a touchy subject for you. So in terms of learning not to care what other people think, that's, again, another ongoing process. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your username. How do you deal with haters that are on my channel? Like, everyone is a hater and my ex-friends found your channel. So Haters honestly get you boosted. I'm not gonna lie, because they're commenting and they're doing whatever. You just gotta block them out. Like, I know that sounds like the most basic advice, but like, ignore the haters. Don't feed into it. If you feed into it, whatever you feed into, people are gonna keep doing. So if you feed into it, if you give them the attention they're looking for, they're just looking for attention. They want to see that they hurt you, but you're in control of whether they hurt you or not. You get to decide if they can hurt you. And it's okay to feel hurt, but you don't have to show them. And you can work through that on your own. You don't have to show them that you're hurt by what they're saying. And again, if what they're saying isn't even true, then it's like you're delusional, right? So, yeah, it's the hater blockers. Yeah. Let's see. Hi, Alexis. Good to see you. How do you deal with being ignored? Good question. Being ignored. So, honestly, if somebody's ignoring you, there's many reasons that this could be happening. If they're doing it to be rude, then just like forget about them. Don't waste your time trying to get somebody's attention if they're just going to be rude and ignore you. But you want to give people a benefit of the doubt. Maybe they just didn't see your message. Maybe they have a lot going on. They just haven't had time to think about it. Maybe they're setting personal boundaries and they just don't want to talk to anyone. There's a lot of things that could be going on in terms of being ignored. But if somebody's being rude, just don't waste your energy or time on that person. Let's see. Okay, so we're starting to get some good Q&A questions. So we'll transition this honestly into a Q&A. I have a couple other talking points. Actually, no, there is one more thing I want to say on this before I jump into your guys' questions. So, one thing that self-awareness also really will help you with is making decisions in your life, like big life decisions. So here's an example. For college, if you're going to college and you're not self-aware, you're going to be like, well, how the heck do I pick a college? You're probably just going to like pick the first one that catches your attention. But if you're being truly intentional, and you're self-aware, you'll be able to be like, okay, so this college is in a small town. It's a small college. I know this is just a hypothetical example. This is not me. You'd be like, okay, small town, small college, smaller group of people. I know I like big cities, so clearly this college is not going to be the good fit for me. If you know that you love big cities, you like to be around hustle and bustle, you like to be doing a lot, you're an extrovert, then you know you should go to a bigger college, maybe in a city. So that's just an example. That can pertain to making friends, the type of people you want to surround yourself with, what career you want to go into. It really can all like intertwine. It all goes together. So it helps you make decisions. Self-awareness does. So now I'm going to jump into your guys' questions. If you guys have any other questions on that specific point, let me know. If not, I will scroll back up to some of your other questions, but this is transitioning now into a Q&A. Let's see. Lydia Gould, how do you overcome being whoever you are, but the challenges that it brings along? So with whatever you do, no matter what you're doing, there's gonna be some sort of challenges. And one of the best things that you can do is, and I like to do this exercise, I actually did it today, anticipating the things that you fear. So you were talking about like your sexuality. In terms of that, like think about what is it that you fear about putting that out there, or embracing who you are. Think about the worst possible thing that could happen, and then just kind of internalize it. Like, what would happen? And it kind of forces you to face that fear. And you can do this journaling, you can just think it through, whatever works best for you. But thinking about and facing the true fears, sometimes there are actual things that you could come up against that are real fears. Like if something's going to, maybe you're afraid you'll lose a friend, that's a real fear. Maybe you're afraid, Or there could be fake fears where you're just making it up. Maybe everyone's gonna hate me. That's not a real fear. Not everyone's gonna hate you, right? So you just kind of gotta come to terms with some of those fears sometimes. But that's a good question. Okay, let's see. Okay, Madeline, I think, so I'm gonna answer your question because that's a good one. She asked, was there a turning point in my life? Yes, there have been a few. So one big one was I did a public speaking competition my senior year of college, and it was an impromptu one. So I had to give a speech. I had to show up. I had 30 minutes to prepare the speech after finding out my topic, and then I just had to give the speech. And so I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. I was shaking. I was so scared, but I didn't tell anybody I was nervous. And so when I gave the speech, I actually ended up winning the competition. And what I realized, the topic of the speech is, what is your personal mission statement? And so in 30 minutes, I came up with this amazing personal mission statement, which is, I have it written over here. My mission is to live my life with intention and inspire to do the same. But after doing it, I realized, oh my gosh, this is how I want to live my life, but I haven't been living my life intentionally. So then I'm like, hold on, I have to start living intentionally. So I did, and it hasn't been easy, but it has been worth it because that is actually my mission, and you guys are the ones that want to be inspiring to live the life that you love. Live a life you love that makes you happy, and you're being intentional, which is why I'm talking to you about self-awareness. Self-awareness helps you be more intentional because you know why you're doing things. Okay, so a couple more questions. I still have my nails on. Yes, I do. They're very grown out. I need to get them off, but I haven't had the chance to do that yet. Horse Lover asks, how can you get haters off of you at school? Well, unfortunately, you can't actually control what other people do and say, but the one thing that you can control is how you react to it, right? So I would say the first step would be to ignore them. I don't know your exact situation, but that's always a good place to start if somebody's not leaving you alone. Keeping yourself composed, not reacting to, let's see. Let's see another question. Layla or Lila, I don't know how you pronounce it. I'd just like to say, if you're having trouble making friends with a certain group of people, especially if you knew they are probably just feeling awkward like you are. Yeah, that's true. A lot of times, that's a good point, because a lot of times people will feel the same way you feel, if that makes sense. So like, if you're afraid to make friends and you feel awkward in the situation, there's a good chance that other person might be feeling the same way too. KT is asking, what is my favorite holiday? I could say that one quick. Halloween or Christmas. I like both. Okay. Claire Blind, do you have any advice about fake friends and how to get them out of your head and not caring what they think about you? Good question. So, fake friends, getting them out of your head. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. But this topic that I actually just talked about, self-awareness, can help you with that question that you just asked. And I see your guys' questions coming in. I'm going to get to as many of them as I can. Thank you guys for asking them. Seriously, all of them. I see you. And I appreciate you asking, but I will get to as many as I can in the time frame. Okay, so I just lost the question. Let me find it again. So fake friends, when you identify that you have a fake friend, right? I wouldn't say you want to just cut them out of your life, right? Because they're a human too. They probably just have some issues that they have to deal with too. But once you're aware of that, you can start protecting yourself, setting boundaries, maybe not hanging out with that person as much, and just knowing, like, steer clear, tread lightly. This person maybe isn't the best supporter of me. So in terms of getting them out of your head, the best thing that you can do is practice trying to be present in the moment, because if that person's not with you, everything that you're saying to yourself is just in your head. You're thinking. If that person's not with you, get present in the moment. Who are you hanging out with? Are you with your mom? Are you with your friends? Are you with your brother and sister? Are you just by yourself? That person, if you're letting them in your head, they're staying with you and they're having power over you. So don't let that person be in your head. So good question. I'm going to jump to some more questions and then we will probably wrap up the live soon, but I did want to keep this Q&A going. Keiki Master, how do you face anxiety? I see you've been asking that one a lot, so I'll touch on that one quick. It's definitely, that's a deep, heavy question. That's a loaded question. I could, do an entire live on that, but again, I'm not like certified in any of these ways. These are just my tips, advice, things that have worked for me. So with anxiety, for me, I've done meditation, journaling. Those two have really helped me. Journaling, exercising, and meditation have really helped me with anxiety. So that's a good overview of that to answer your question. Let's see. Let's do a few more. Jasmine Rhodes, actually, so I said I was going to get to the questions before. Jasmine Rhodes asked tips on self-esteem. So basically everything I just said, honestly. I just wanted to touch on that and shout Jasmine out for asking that question. Self-esteem, self-awareness, they go hand in hand. But yeah, I just dropped my journal. I actually am very tired today, you guys, so I am trying to stay focused. I'm having a hard time focusing, but we're getting there. Grace, how do you get to know yourself? That is a really good question, actually, because, I've said a lot of, like, what is it? What should you do? By Keiki Master. But I haven't gotten really granular. How do you do it? So, good question. How do you get to know yourself? There's a lot of different ways you can do it, but some things that have worked for me, trying new things. Like I've gone salsa dancing today. I tried aerial yoga for the first time. Being friends with different types of people, traveling, journaling, being aware of things that you like and don't like. There's many times, like say for example, you're an introvert, but maybe you don't know you're an introvert yet. Think about what you like and don't like. If you are in public talking to a bunch of people and you realize that you don't like what's going on, you're not happy, you're not enjoying it, you're not having a good time, then clicks in your head, okay, maybe I'm an introvert. There you go. You learn something about yourself. So it's just a matter of being aware on a daily basis in what you're doing. Like, what do you like and what do you not like? Where did you have an argument with a friend or something along those lines that you acted in a certain way? Then you're like, okay, I react when somebody ignores me, I get really insecure. I don't know, just an example. Just pay attention to how you react to things and you'll start to learn a lot of stuff about yourself. And I know Hallee Nelson was commenting about how she's done journaling. If you have a hard time like remembering these type of things, you can always journal like during the day or like once a day, just to keep your mind going and like thinking about those things and like to remember. Sometimes you can reference back. But yeah, good question. Candy Lover asked, how do you get your bangs? Well, I got a nice little haircut. I actually need a haircut. These ones are pretty long. They need to get cut again, but I just like tucked my hair behind my ears. Okay, so then a couple people have asked, Silver Baroshki and Leo asked, I just wrote the wrong one. How do I deal with stress? I actually am a very I get stressed easily, I'm not gonna lie. So I do deal with this a lot, but again, same thing, meditation, journaling, exercise. Stress and anxiety go hand in hand. So like, why do I keep dropping my notebook? Stress and anxiety go hand in hand. So if you're having anxiety, it's kind of like a more intense version, but yeah, those 3 things help me with stress and anxiety. So good questions, you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the live because I gotta go grocery shopping. I have to cook dinner and I gotta clean up my apartment because it's pretty messy right now. I'm not gonna show you guys because it's a disaster. But yeah, thank you all for being here. If you know somebody who's struggling with self-awareness, who could benefit from this, send them the live. I would be happy for you to share the live with them. I'm pretty sure you're all subscribed, but if you don't follow me on Instagram yet, go give me a follow there. I do post more like personal stuff on there because I have my story and I can DM you guys. So go give me a follow. If you follow me for the first time, shoot me a DM, say hi. I love to see you guys joining me over there as well on Instagram. But yeah, that really concludes it. Thanks again to everybody who asked questions and who watched. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any tips for topics you want me to focus on in the future, let me know in the comments. But have an awesome rest of your Sunday. And peace out, house pals. Oh, I can't.